Hi, this is Ronnie from Everything Vive. I'm here at E3 2018, and I just had a chance to play an awesome game. Alan Flores is with me. Alan, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, thanks.
Yeah, could you talk a little bit about what I just played and a little bit about your studio?
Okay, well, the game is called Drums of War, and in it you play as a orc war drummer. And basically the key point of the game is you use a unique locomotion system where you use drums to make the orc move. So you have these true drums that you use, you bang them left and right to the beat of the music, and that makes the orc move. And then you have drums that you use for combat, so you can pound on drums to destroy things, and destroy buildings and kill dwarves and do all kinds of cool bad guys kind of stuff.
And I was going to say, I mean, one of the things that made it so fun when I first got in, like, you immediately know kind of the atmosphere and the mood that you're trying to set with the music, because it's like a rock and roll kind of, like, not exactly what I was expecting when I knew that I was going to get into Trolls and Ogre, but like it was perfect for what I was about to do. So can you talk a little bit about, I guess, what inspired the music and maybe even the drum mechanics?
Yeah, well, the original idea for the drum mechanic came a long time ago watching the Lord of the Rings movies. There's those troll drummers that are controlling troops.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, that would be cool to get that feeling like I'm a big giant troll. You know? So I had that idea in the back of my head. And then, Mad Max comes out and you see the guys drumming on the back of the war wagon. And it's like, that's cool. And finally, now there's technology that makes it so I can look around and have a free look with my head and take these controllers and bang them and make it feel like I'm actually banging on drums. And then musically, I'm a big metal guy.
Yeah.
And then this is done by a friend of mine. His name's Gabe Castro, and he makes awesome music. And we're sort of inspired by a lot of this like heavy sort of tribal metal type of music, High on Fire, Amon Amarth. And he had a track like this that he was using for another game. Like, let's see if it'll work in our game, and it worked perfectly.
Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. So I felt like, it was kind of a visceral, like, cathartic experience to just go in there and just bang on those drums and just like take out all those dwarves.
Yeah, you get to be a bad guy too, which I like. It's like that old Overlord game as well, which I really appreciate, being able to be a little bit of a bad guy. I like that.
What's your background as far as like getting into VR, and like, is this the first game that you guys have attempted to create, or kind of what's your background?
This is my first foray into VR. Actually, I've always, I've done console development for a long time. I did mobile for a little while.
Okay.
And I was sort of skeptical about VR because, I get sick pretty easily.
Okay.
But when I was thinking about the idea for this game, I was thinking, if you did that, you probably wouldn't get as sick because you're having this sort of connected movement.
Yeah.
You're doing with your hands. Sort of like the climbing, but I'm pounding drums and I'm a big lumbering orc, so I don't have to move super fast. I was thinking maybe I could do this without getting sick. I was obsessed with that idea. I went on Black Friday, bought myself this Oculus kit, and then prototyped it real quickly in a weekend. Lo and behold, it worked pretty well. So I'm like, I think there's something here.
Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. So, and I look forward. Do you have any idea on when you're hoping to release or anything like that?
Well, the hope is to release sometime in 2019. We're still looking for partners to help us develop it right now. But
okay.
That's the plan.
Okay, very cool. Well, yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I look forward to playing more of it in the future.
All right, thanks for your time.
Thank you. Hi everyone, this is Ronnie from Everything Vive. I'm here at E3 2018, and I've had the pleasure of meeting the folks over at Hyperbook Studio. I got to check out Hyper Arena VR, and I'm here speaking with the developers themselves. If you could just quickly introduce yourselves.
Of course, yeah. This is Wojciech Urbanowicz from Hyperbook Studio. We are here at E3 with two titles today. One of them is from Genesis Arcade, which is already awarded game.
And
San Francisco.
I haven't gotten a chance to play that one yet. I just tried Hyper Arena, but yeah, if you could tell us a little bit about Regenesis.
Oh, Regenesis' strength, the biggest strength is that it puts you in the middle of the action, right there as you are. Basically, it doesn't have a story. It's just clean arcade game.
Okay.
So basically, you just go through infinite waves of monsters trying to set the highest score possible and competing with other players on a global high scoreboard. And then we have Hyper Arena VR. And Hyper Arena VR is a competitive PvP multiplayer game with esport potential that we tried to develop as the first ever virtual reality esport game. So in this game, you're fighting with discs, so you're using power-ups such as shields, grenades, bombs, and basically you're trying to achieve better score than your enemy by hitting him and multiplying it through combos and everything else. The game is also cool because anybody who participates in the community of the game can download a mobile app for the game and spectate any game they want and interact with it. And for their interaction, they get points which they can spend in the in-game store on their own account, which is pretty nice.
Yeah, no, that was actually one of the things that really struck me that was really cool. The cell phone technology that you guys have developed, the app, was really, really, I mean, for the listeners out there, I mean, it essentially in real time allowed people to access the game from a third person camera point view from their phone. So you can have two people battling in VR against each other, and then you can have spectators that use the app, log in on their phone, and then are all of a sudden in the game world on their phone in real time, and they're able to move around the camera and like he was saying, actually interact with the players. So I mean, I don't know if this was just a technology that you developed specifically for Hyper Arena, or if you are thinking about like continuing on with that aspect.
The biggest thing is use of Unreal Engine.
Okay.
Because Unreal Engine allows us to create mobile apps and at the same time, of course, PC games and Mac games. So basically, through just connection in between Unreal framework, within Unreal framework, we can actually achieve that. Of course, there was a lot of fighting and battling with optimization on mobile.
Yeah.
But yeah, we managed to do it, and right now the only thing that we need to work on is basically optimizing the server capability of actually hosting and spectating the games.
Yeah, I mean, from what I saw on it looked very comparable to what you're experiencing. Like it's obviously toned down, but I mean it looks great. It was running smooth even on the bad Wi-Fi here at the convention center. So yeah, kudos to that. Yeah, I mean, what do you know yet when you intend to try to release the game, or?
Probably we're like the most probable scenario is late fall this year.
Okay.
Because we're working right now on all the content that we're going to add to the game as well. Because there's a layer of strategy inside the game with more offensive or defensive strategies that you can develop through selecting your 3 power-ups for the game, and also disc customization, which if you select different discs, they will actually allow you to use different ultimate abilities that they have. So, and also the skins by themselves, like the players, this is the point that we actually have to put much more work to, but definitely we're going to achieve great things in quite a short time. You have to bear in mind, this thing that you're watching right now, it was written in last 4 months.
Wow.
So it's kind of big thing.
Yeah, no, and it's already in playable form. Like I once I got the hang of kind of how the ricocheting and everything worked, it was a lot of fun. Loading up you hold down the trigger and release to affect the speed at which you're shooting the disc, and so you use kind of the speed at which you want to shoot, in combination with the angles and everything. Like there's quite a bit of tactics involved with trying to figure out exactly how you're going to attack the other opponent. So and considering it's only been in development for a few months, I would imagine you guys are you're probably balancing and cranking all those kinds of different abilities.
Regarding balance, we have to always remember about the most important part of the balance, which is the learning curve and the additional layers of strategy that are added through power-ups and different disc setups. So that's very important, that the learning curve is not that big, so that you can enjoy the game quite easily.
Yeah.
But to master it, it's got to take you really lots of time. So this is the new age of esports, basically. What we are looking at is perhaps the first ever game that is going to be more like in a format like tennis. They're going to have tennis stars, and they're going to play in their own, big tournaments. We also work on holographic technology that would support that and give a real-time rendering of what we're doing.
That's really cool.
Yes, so that spectators, even on the arena, as it is as a physical object, everybody who goes to see it live will also have this level of immersion that nobody else has actually right now.
Okay, so it's really ambitious.
Yes, and actually we're getting closer and closer. Many people from day one, they were saying what we tried to do is not something for a skill of small studio, but I gotta tell you, with our team, with what people that we have and the amount of work that they put into it, everything's possible.
Yeah, and I know your team is based out of Poland, correct?
Yes, in Warsaw, Poland.
Yeah, if you could tell me a little bit about yourselves and kind of how you formed the team that's here today.
It all started with laptops. It all started with creating hardware by Hyperbook. Lucas Kerr, who is the founder of the company, he basically had this idea that he wants to have indoor game development studio. So basically, he followed this idea and met a lot of developers. Some of them showed up to have enough knowledge and skill. Some of them didn't. It was a very grinding gears kind of time. Everything had to polish itself out. So basically, within time, he met more and more passionate people that I'm really honored to work with, as it is. So right now, the team that actually makes that game is just 3 programmers, a fistful of visual artists, and basically most of marketing is done by me personally. So we kind of tried to start this whole machine to roll, kind of go like a train or something,
Man, what platforms do you hope to release Hyper Arena on?
Of course, Regenesis Arcade and Hyper Arena VR. Well, Regenesis is available right now on Steam VR, Viveport, and Oculus Store.
Okay.
It's going to be the same platforms for Hyper Arena VR, but we are not really sure how particular components of the game will work with particular platforms. So we still have to find out, do projections, and just analyze it.
So that's just a projection then at this point. Okay. Yeah. Well, awesome. Well, I look forward to learning more about Hyper Arena in the future. And for people out there that are interested in Regenesis, it's already available. Won awards through Viveport. You should definitely check it out.
Yes, and if you don't own a VR yourself yet, go to Arcade House. Our games will be there soon enough. I gotta tell you that already.
All right, awesome. Well, you heard it here first, I guess. If anyone's interested in kind of following Hyperbook, what's the best way they can find out what you're up to?
Hyperbook Studio's Facebook page. You can find it easily. It's just Hyperbook Studio.
Okay.
We're going to post much more content right now on it because we were kind of, I would say, occupied with organizing everything for E3, but definitely after E3, you're going to see more dev blocks and everything else that we're gonna throw at you. So, just watch out for it.
All right.
It's got to be right there.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure meeting you. It was a pleasure talking.